Good afternoon. I think we have a slide. Yes. In the beginning of the 21st century, because of the pandemic of obesity, the states launched research on put more money to understand how to fight obesity. And there's the nutrition side of understanding the nutriments and what's food is good and what food is bad. But they opened also a file, I'd say, on what is a good behavior. And with the behaviors, what comes out, and what is very impressive, is that the eating rate is it's one of the most, I'd say, things that come out. And at the beginning, I worked on the project. Some people now say it's very French way of product, because it was my wife who was quarreling after me, and she didn't like at all that I was always finishing the meal before her. And cooking was very difficult for her for the heat of the plate, and she thought I was very unpolite. So she really quarreled after me. And one day I say, maybe I should do something, and I was in front of her with my plate empty and holding my fork. And I say, maybe if I'm not intelligent enough, I will make my fork intelligent, and this will help me. So that was the beginning. And afterwards, what was very surprising, here you have the work with Denise, who helped us on this side, is to collect all the data on the research. And what you see go out is most, I'd say, out of these 41 medical research, most of them, I'd say 38 are from last 10 years. Of course, there's a link with obesity, and these research have been made on the basis of comparing cross surveys, people eating quickly and people eating fast. But of course, the device to measure doesn't exist yet, so it has been made on questionnaire or laboratory conditions. And what you go out is there's a quick, clear link in between correlation between overweight and eating rate. Last research is in Japan, most impressive, with more than 1,500 people comparison. You have coming out little research on the behavior. That's the place where there will be, I guess, with our tool, a lot of progress. Very little research on mastication and eating rate. That's the first research we are going to launch in September, comparing eating rate and chewing. Little research on bariatric surgery, where there's a great need for eating pace. You know that the success of a bariatric surgery is, I think, very bad, because 3 years ago, about 50% of the surgery was a failure after 2 years of surgery. Mostly because people keep on their habits, and even though you put them a small stomach, they keep eating a lot, and the stomach gets big back. So you have some research on cardiovascular syndrome, and they identify it's important. Some research on digestive problem, which is mostly gastric reflux. And surprise, I didn't think about that at first, but when you think about it, it seems quite obvious. There's a clear link with diabetes type 2. Why? Because, of course, if you eat quickly, then the spike of sugar is higher. And second reason is because if you eat quickly, the response of the body, and especially the gut hormones, is not so good. And eating slowly, you have a better response, especially this famous GLP-1 hormone.
And so now we have our surprise.
Oh.
So, and it's a surprise to you too. I think that there's somebody who is really hungry sitting in the third or fourth row who's going to come up here And somebody else is bringing me a plate. Yes? So, yeah. So I think that the plate is supposed to go over here. I'm going to step over. Yeah? And did you want to say anything to Lawrence about how to use the fork?
No, he just can try. I think this fork is programmed on an 8-second alarm, but of course it can be programmed on a different rate. So
there's a timer in front of me, so I know I'm eating well.
What happened?
I ate and I vibrated. You know, it vibrated while it was in my mouth. Didn't hurt. That's good. I thought I might chip a tooth.
So now that it vibrated, do you want to keep having it vibrate, or would you like to slow down?
That's the whole point. It's a tool made for people who want to eat slowly. So if you want, the thing is very difficult, even though you want to eat slowly, to really eat slowly. And this is a reminder that can make you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Thank you, Lawrence.
And thank you, Jacques.
Okay.
So
it's a tool that can help you go from mindless to mindful. And if you forget, you want to eat slowly, but you forget, then it just reminds you. And usually, let's say in a 3 or 4 reminder, it can totally modify the way you take your meal. Thank you.